In Pine Valley, Felicia compliments Lucy's very tight dress and wonders if she always packs outfits like that for a business trip. Lucy reminds Felicia she told her to bring tight, eye-catching garb. Felicia suggests perhaps Lucy's out to get revenge on Martin with Jackson. Lucy says she won't refuse Jackson's attention should he want to give her some, but she does want to make sure Marty isn't running a scam on her. She thinks the dress will occupy Jackson while she searches his office. Jackson arrives and tells Lucy how ravishing she looks. He invites Felicia to join them, but Felicia has other plans. Felicia takes off and they sit down to dinner. Jackson asks Lucy where she's from and what she does. Lucy explains she's from Port Charles and runs a cosmetic company. Jackson has been to Port Charles and has some friends there. He asks if she knows Anna Devane. Lucy does. She's a supporter of the nurses' ball. He asks if her maiden name is Coe. Lucy admits it is, and Jackson knows who she is and why she's here. Lucy feels like she's behind as she knows nothing about him. Jackson keeps up on the business world and knows she runs Deception, a company that's been doing very well lately, and he doesn't like being used. He says his ex-wife Erika Kane runs a successful company of her own, Enchantment. He believes that is why she is here, and she should know that he and Erika divorced long ago. Lucy tells him the reason she's here has nothing to do with cosmetics. Jackson gets a text and says he must cut this evening short as he has a client issue back in the office. Lucy plays footsie with him and thinks it would be a shame to cut this dinner short, as she could make it worth his while. She suggests a dessert and spots hummingbird cake on the menu. Jackson isn't fond of it, but Lucy calls it sweet and reliable most of the time, as she describes her aunt's favorite recipe, and Jackson guesses the secret ingredient is bourbon. Felicia breaks into Jackson's office and cracks his safe. She begins going through the files in it and locates one that has to do with Martin. As Felicia reads through the file labeled maquillage, which means makeup, she says, "Jackpot." Suddenly, a cop barges in and orders her to freeze. He's followed by Jackson and Lucy, who is in handcuffs. At the Quartermain mansion, in the foyer, Tracy and Brooke Lynn hear odd noises coming from the living room. They enter to find Olivia tearing things apart. They ask what she's doing. Olivia cries she's looking for the games for the Quartermain picnic, and Ned isn't here to help tell her where they are. Suddenly, Cody enters carrying Leo, whose knee is bleeding. Cody explains he found Leo alone commit, and he took a fall. Tracy scolds Leo for being with the horse on his own, which he's not to do. Leo lashes out. "You can't tell me what to do, you aren't my dad." Olivia takes Leo off to patch him up, and Brooklyn feels he's lashing out because of Dad. Tracy vents that her son needs to be here and not God knows where. Brooklyn knows where he is. He's playing in Rice Plaza and Chase is keeping an eye on him. Tracy feels there is only one person who can fix things herself. Tracy storms out. Chase meets his dad in Rice Plaza. He knows they were supposed to be having dinner, but suggests a concert instead. Ned, aka Eddie, is playing a solo gig nearby. Chase says Sonny has been keeping an eye on him, but he's taking the shift tonight to watch over him and report back any odd behavior. Chase admits he's doing this for Brooklyn, and Gregory is proud of him. Gregory says Brooklyn seemed so tense last night, and Chase says that was all Tracy. Chase notes Tracy does very few things that don't serve her own agenda. Gregory asks what the Harpy has done now. Chase admits she helped get his badge back for Brooklyn, but the question is at what cost? Suddenly, another guitar player asks Chase, the singing detective, to arrest Ned. Chase asks what is going on, and the other guy introduces himself as Seth. Seth is here every day, and everyone knows this is his spot. He claims Eddie has stolen his spot and wants him arrested. Chase explains this is a public space and can't arrest anyone unless Seth has a permit. Seth doesn't, as permits aren't rock and roll. Eddie says he's new here and suggests they play together. Seth plays grunge and doesn't want it ruined by his old man music. Eddie points out grunge is 30 years old and suggests they play for this spot. Eddie and Sith began their playoff when Tracy arrives and says she is putting a stop to this right now. Eddie explains to her that he is not her son, and she is not her mother. Tracy tells him that Eddie Main is a delusion and tells him all about who the real Ned Quartermain is. Eddie notes that even if what Tracy's saying is true, he doesn't remember any of it. She screams, "Then fake it." She tells him to act like he cares about the people who are heartbroken.